Hi there friends and neighbors, Bobby here today. Hey folks, today's video is about drywall, okay? So if you ever find yourself maybe replacing some sheetrock in your home or building a wall or cutting a hole in another wall or whatever, hopefully this video will help you a little bit. I'm going to show you some of the tools and techniques that I use when doing drywall. So folks, stay tuned. Hey folks, real quick here before we get started putting some joint compound on the wall, just want to show you some of the tools that I use. This here is a little deal here, I guess you call it like a mud palette, like a painter's palette that he puts his paints on. But you put your joint compound up here and you can hold it and it gives you a place to work from. A couple different knives that I use. I got a 12-inch knife here. I've got an 8-inch that I use sometimes and a 4-inch. And this little cornering knife here works pretty good too sometimes on 90-degree corners. You can actually mud up both sides and then run this one down and leave you a nice corner. Helps you get you there a little bit quicker on your corners. But folks, this is basically all I use to work with my joint compound. Just wanted to show you that right quick. Okay friends, hey, we got some joint compound up here on our pallet. And what you want to do is go ahead and scoop it out of the bucket with your 4-inch knife. Go ahead and work it a little bit, okay? Get it up on the pallet, squeeze it out, squeeze out any air bubbles, get it working nice and easy for you. And before you actually start trying to spread it on the wall, okay? Alright, so go ahead and work it good, get it kind of thinned out a little bit, and you'll be ready to start spreading. Okay friends, hey, we're about ready to start putting a little bit of compound on here. I'm going to go ahead and put some on my knife here. I'm going to use my 8-inch knife. I'm actually not going to skim every square inch of this again because I don't think it's necessary. I'm going to hit some low spots and some spots where there's some air pockets and stuff, and we're going to work around this archway a little bit. So let's just start right up here. I see it's a little low, and we just want to go ahead and start applying and pulling, okay? Go ahead and we're going to load this up, fill this in all the way down this corner right here. Get this corner nice and straight. Alright, so there we go, okay? Now when you do that, go ahead and pull down, take off your excess, come back over here. Never leave a sharp edge, okay? See all this mess right here? We want to put the knife up against there, press hard on this edge right here where it's nice and clean, and then we want to pull straight down, and then it leaves you a nice feathered edge there already, so you got minimal sanding. You don't have to work on feathering another edge there. So we're going to leave that. That's fine right there. Now let's come in here. I see a few spots here. It's got like some pitting. Let's just go ahead and put a nice little thin skim right in that area. We can actually pull it back this way if we want to. And we're just going to go over this whole wall, and we're going to work it in small sections like this right here until we get everything looking pretty good, and we'll be ready for our third sanding. Friends, the first thing we're going to have to do here today is sand, okay? And we don't want to make an incredible mess in our house. We have taken some plastic and we've covered up over some of our things in the living room that we don't really want to get dust on, like our television and stuff like that. But let me show you something that I kind of created. I didn't invent it, but it's very easy to make, okay? You buy these little sanding pads here at Home Depot or wherever, okay? Take you a razor blade, okay, on one side of it and cut you an X in it, all right? Then cut you a hole through it, okay? Now the hole is going to be determined on the size of the tubing that you use. I just bought some regular vinyl tubing, about 6 or 7 foot of it. Bought a little elbow here, and this little elbow here will fit into our piece of sandpaper. And then on the other end, I used a couple pieces of PVC to where I could adapt this. This is part of our shop vac right here, okay? This is one of the little extensions. Now what we're going to do is plug this thing into our shop vac and put our piece of sandpaper on the end of our hose here, and this thing will dadgum almost take care of about 90% of the dust. Everything that you sand pretty much goes up this tube into your shop vac. That's going to cut down on a lot of dust that can get all over everything. Friends, another thing that you can do to help minimize dust is if you have a box fan, go ahead and stick it in a window close by the area that you're working. Go ahead and cut that on, have it facing outward where it's drawing air from inside the house. And then what we did is we come over here, cracked our front door to where we get a little bit of draft action going on here. And that's going to help also. Now also cut off your air conditioner or your heat, whatever you're running at this time, because you don't want to be clogging up your filter with a bunch of dust from this project. Okay friends, here's a couple tips on doing sheetrock work. Number one, and most important of all, is putting the joint compound on evenly, smoothly, and not too much, okay? A good sheetrock man does very little sanding because he puts it right. He puts it on there right. You know, he does one coat, two coat, and usually a third coat and he's finished, and does very little sanding. Now, right here over our screw holes, you know, that we've attached the sheetrock to the studs, I want to show you another little tip, okay? Up here, we've got a little bit of sanding here to do on this one. We're going to use kind of a circular motion, you know, just kind of all back and forth. And we're staying on the joint compound, okay? Because what you don't want to do is get over here and sand too much on this paper. You'll start balling that paper up. And then after you put your coat of primer on there, you may have to go back and sand the little balls off there. So try to stay off of that paper if you can. And when you see it starting to feather a little bit, okay, stop right there, okay? Make sure you're using a coarse enough paper to where you are cutting the joint compound flat to where it doesn't look like you end up having pancakes, you know, all over your wall where you're sanding around it and you're leaving a big hump in the middle and it gets thin out here, it looks like a pancake. Down here, this one here is ready to go. See, we're slightly feathered all the way around, and I don't think we'll even have to reskim that. It's pretty much ready for primer when we get the rest of it ready there. Just want to let you in on that, folks. Hey friends, I want to thank you for watching today's video. I hope you found the information helpful. We make a lot of other how-to videos, so click that subscribe button and we'll see you next time. Take care.